Good morning, everybody. We're going to play with a lot of little different things this morning. But in particular, I want to play with core and the triceps, the lesser used muscle at the back of the arm, right? Bicep here, tricep here. Um, and something that is super important for us in a lot of our poses, downward facing dog, chaturanga, plank pose, to activate. Anytime the arms are straight, the tricep muscle will flex. And so if our triceps are strong, our down dogs, our planks, our chaturangas, all can feel better. So with that, we are going to start laying down because I do want to work our core a little first because we got to get that stuff out of the way, right, Linda? Got to get it out of the way. So have a block near you, have your strap near you, and then go ahead and lay down. Keep your feet on the floor, keep your knees bent just so you don't fall asleep. And then just start to feel your back body, maybe wiggle a little bit side to side, feel what's going on in your hips, and maybe tilt and tuck the pelvis a few times just so you can find that nice neutral pelvis where you feel your whole sacrum, not your whole one, but the center of your sacrum on the floor. Your hips feel nice and even. And then start to kind of snuggle down into the yoga mat. Shoulders feel pretty level, pretty even. The feet feel even. And if you're not sure, like I tend to have one foot a little forward, bring your feet together and try to line up your big toes and your heels, and then just heel toe out a couple, and they might be a little bit more level. Something to play with there. And then one hand to your lower belly, one hand to upper belly or somewhere around the heart. And start to take some deep breaths in and out. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Good, couple more here, inhaling. And exhaling. And then move into a 3-part breath. So as you inhale, it's almost like you're sipping up through a straw. I want you to inhale 1/3 of your breath to the low belly, 1/3 of your breath to the upper belly, and then that final third of the breath up into your chest. And you don't really have to pause, but just imagine, right, as you inhale, low belly, mid belly, and chest all the way up. And then as you exhale, we soften the chest, the mid belly, and the low belly. Good. And again, stay there, 3-part breath, Dirga Pranayama. And sometimes I'll pause at each level. Sometimes I'll just feel it go through, but acknowledge that low, middle, and high. Make sure at the end of your exhale that you draw that low belly deep inside. Last one here. And then release your hands. Take the right arm overhead. Palm is face up. If your palm doesn't come to the floor easier, or the back of your hand easily, then maybe you put a blanket under it, or you bend the elbows and go more cactus arms. I don't want the hand to hang in space. And then straighten your right leg. So right arm and right leg, both reaching in opposite directions. And then squeeze your right glute. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then press back through the back shoulder of your right arm, right hand, or right side shoulder. Blah. And then release. Good. Two more here. Just engage the glute, engage the back shoulder, almost as if you could lift yourself off the floor. One more time. Engage, engage. Maybe you press into the heel and the foot, and you lift your back leg and back glute and back body off the floor. So just your heel, your shoulder, your arm, and let go. Good. Stay with this side. Inhale first. Exhale, bring your right leg, your right arm up toward the ceiling. Don't go super high. I want space behind your lower back. And then lower down. Good. Take it up, squeeze, and lower. Three more. Inhale, bring it up, squeeze, and lower. That squeeze is kind of in your core without bringing your foot all the way up and flattening your back. Good. Two more. Squeeze it up and lower. Last one. Squeeze it up and lower it down. Good. Straighten both legs, maybe straighten both arms overhead, and just feel the difference one side to the other. Release your right arm down. Put your right foot on the floor. We're on the left side. Your palm is face up. So here we go. 3 times. You're going to engage your glute and press into the back shoulder. And then let go. Good. Here we go. Number 2, squeeze, press, engage your glute. And let go. Last one. Squeeze into your glute, press into your shoulder, dig into your heel, maybe lift just a little bit, just an inch, but keep everything level, keep the hips level, and release, let go. Good. Exhale, bring the arm and the leg towards each other. Try not to flatten the back, and release. 4 more here. Squeeze as you exhale, and inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze, and inhale. Exhale, squeeze, and let go. Good. Last one. Squeeze it up, everybody, and let it go. Relax all the way. Let both legs go. Let both arms go. And breathe. And then bend both knees. Hands are down to your sides. So you're going to think about that 3-part breath. So I'm going to curl I'm going to inhale, and then exhale, curl and tuck that tailbone, lift up, press the hips up. Inhale, let go. Exhale, curl and lift. Inhale, let go. So bridge pose here, a little bit of work. Inhale first. Exhale, curl, lift, press with the hands, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, down to the earth. Exhale, lift. Inhale, last one. Exhale, lift and hold it here. Don't go to your fullest version of bridge pose. I want you to tuck through the pelvis and press the shins of your legs forward. Just press. And then arms down to your sides. I want you to press into your hands and lengthen your arms. In other words, the arms are as straight as they can be. For me, my elbows are off the floor. I'm pushing into my hands. I'm pressing back to the shoulders. I'm engaging the tricep muscle. And release everybody. Bring it down. Release. Let go. Try to stay neutral. Pelvis. Bring your right knee to your chest. Straighten your left leg. Hands wrap around the front of your knee. Push the knee away. Level out your pelvis. Lift that left leg a couple of inches and just see how the hips feel. So if you've been doing the last 4, 5, 6 classes with me, we've been playing with this a lot. See if you can find the level part of this. And then squeeze the heck out of your left glute. See if you can get it to engage. That's it. Breathe. Exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Try not to rock your pelvis. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let it go all the way down. Release your right leg. Just feel that side to side. And then bend your left knee. Bring your left knee to your chest. Wrap your hands around. Push that knee away a little bit so you're back at the center of your sacrum. Lift the right leg. Engage your belly here, everybody. Feel that now. Fire up your right glute. Just see if you can identify and notice if there's a difference one side to the other. Notice if you can squeeze the heck out of one side and don't really feel much on the left side. Breathe. And then on the exhale, lift and lower. Try not to rock your pelvis. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one, exhale. And inhale, lower all the way down, straighten your right leg, let that go, or straighten your left leg. Bend both knees, grab your block. You're gonna take the block on its most narrow level. You're gonna put it between your feet and then put your feet back on the floor, just so you can really get a good purchase on that block. So I'm pressing the big toe side and my ankles into the block. I'm gonna try to find that nice level pelvis. Low back folks, maybe you got a thumb underneath each side of the sacrum just to give you a little bit more stability, or you can hang on to the sides of your yoga mat. So squeeze your block, lift your knees, come to 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Now, if you keep those knees a little bit away from you, you're gonna engage your belly. You can feel it, right? We can drop a quarter on that belly and it'll pop right back up. Right. Squeeze your block. Here we go. Hold on to the sides of your mat. Good. Straighten the legs straight up, flex your feet, and then bend back down. So you can take that block down toward your glutes and straighten up. Try to keep the belly engaged. Try to keep the pelvis neutral. You can take your hands right to your hips, right to those front hip points and see if they're moving, see if they're rocking. Oop, almost lost my block. If you start to lose your block, just set your feet on the floor and grab it again. Good, last one, straight up and bend, set your feet on the floor. Ooh, shake it out, everybody. Here we go, round 2. Bend the knees, squeeze your block, lift yourself 90 degrees, those legs. So you're going to take this and you're going to see if you can tap your feet and or block to the floor and lift up again. So 1, 2, yep. 3, squeeze that belly, don't rock. 4 and 5, 6, that's it. 7, come on. 2 more, 3 more, 8, you got to have even numbers. 9 and 10. Bring those legs straight up. Squeeze your block. Try to find the center of your pelvis and breathe. Take those hands underneath your sacrum, right? It's really the thumbs and kind of that outer wrist area. Drop the shoulders to the floor, squeeze your belly, and bring the legs just about a quarter of the way down. Whew. Squeeze the heck out of your belly. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them up. Bend your knees. Pause. You got it. Straighten the legs. Take them a quarter of the way down. Squeeze in through the low belly, working with transverse abdominis, working with the psoas muscle, these hip flexors. Flex your feet, squeeze your belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs up, bend the knees, take a moment. All right, so that was 2 of those. We have 2 more that are going to be deeper if you choose. So take the legs up. Instead of stopping quarter of the way, you're going to lower them until they get almost to the floor. And then you're going to bring that back into chest, straighten it up, lower it close to the floor, squeeze it up. Let's just do one more because we can. Woo! And to chest, grab your block, feet to the floor. Take the feet wide and just a quick little windshield wiper of the legs. See, that wasn't too bad, right? Oh, all right. And I forgot to cue, but you're going to need your second block. So if it's not near you, go ahead and grab your second block. You're going to take that first block between the feet again. Hang on to your second block. You're going to take the second block to the outside of your right hip, okay? I have mine on the lowest setting. I think you will be able to too, but if it's too low, you take it up one notch. Good. Squeeze your block, bring the legs up, squeeze your belly, and take the legs over to the right so that you feel the left side engage. Now, my left side glute is off the floor. I'm leaning on my right side hip and the block. The legs are extended. My right hand is helping to support this so I don't go too far. Good. Breathe, everybody. And just notice, try to bring the shoulder, left shoulder back to the floor, even though the left glute is off the floor. Breathe, just a little side body work, and take the leg up. Good, one more time, take it across that right. Let the leg lean on the block, squeeze your belly, extend the legs, and bring it up. Woo, bend your knees, and take a moment. I'm gonna flip over so I have room. Whee, I should have been a break dancer. All right, block is between your feet. The other block is to the outside of your left hip. Squeeze in through the belly, take the legs up to the ceiling. Hold on to your block. Here we go. Inhale first. Exhale, take the legs over to the left. How far you go is kind of up to you, but you don't want to go too far because you don't want to strain, right? These are heavy legs, right? So we don't want to strain, but we want to work with the obliques, that side body. And if you grab your waist, you should feel those muscles working. The left hand is out to the side to help support you. You're squeezing your block and you're holding on to it. Woo, breathe. Inhale, bring it to center. Hang on to that block. On the exhale, go back over to the left. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it up. Bend your knees. Release your blocks, both of them. Set them aside for now. Take both arms out to the sides. Bend the knees, bring those legs together. You're at 90 degrees. The feet are off the floor. Squeeze your belly and take the knees over to the right. So we just did this with straight legs and the little training wheel for the block, with the block. Now we've got it over and you can feel if the knees are to the right, The left side is working like crazy. Find your breath. Don't strain here, everybody. If you feel like you're barely hanging on, come out of it a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center. Other side. And breathe. Find your point, right, where it's enough, but not too much. Not too much. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Here we go. We got this, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and center. Bring those knees to chest. Allow your back to round. Big deep breath. And then roll the knees over to one side and come on up. That wasn't too bad, right? Nah, it's not too bad. So now you're going to do something a little bit weird, just so we can finish up that little bit. You're going to take your block and you're going to sit on it. And I'll try to do it sideways so you can see what in the world I'm talking about. So sit all the way on it, like so that you feel that, and then straighten the legs. Here's the tricky part, and I've done this one, I think once before. You're going to take your hands to the floor and you're going to shimmy forward. You're going to feel the block start to tilt. You're going to keep your butt glued to that block so that when you land on the floor, the block is still pressing against your butt. You feel that? So it's there. It's like somebody just glued it or not. My sister's like, no, popped right out. So, right. So what it's done, right? We always talk about moving the flesh away from the sit bones. This is what we're talking about. So feel how the flesh is moved away from the sit bones and the torso maybe is sitting up a little bit higher. Maybe you feel that, maybe not. You can grab your strap, which might move that block out of the way for the rest of us. Pull the strap back. Think Dandasana and breathe. If the block is starting to slip, don't worry about it. It's mostly about getting that flesh out from the sit bones. And then pull away from the block and pull your elbows in. So squeeze the elbows into your side body. And breathe, everybody. Really fire up the legs. Press the big toe mounds away from you. Yep, so the big toe mounds move through the middle and across the room. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release it and set that strap aside. Set your block up to the front of your mat. Release your legs and come to table pose. Good. From table pose, flip toes under, downward facing dog. Easy, easy. We're going to just get a little warm up here. Start to flex through the feet, pedal, bend one knee and then the other knee. Maybe shake out the hips. Maybe, right? Just give them a little shake. And then look forward, step forward, right leg, and then left leg, and come all the way up. And it's so funny. Every time I wear the shirt, I wonder, why do I wear this shirt? Because that flies up. All right, roll your shoulders back. Engage the legs, think mountain pose, right? Notice, we talked about this Friday, notice if the thighs are pressing forward. If they are, bring them back. Inner thighs roll in. That's going to help pull these thigh muscles or thigh bones back. Imagine you're squeezing a block. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Really nice, sweet fold here. Take your hands to your shins, come halfway up. Exhale, down. Bend the knees, step back, right leg. As soon as you do that, look at the width of your feet from side to side. Is it wide enough? Engage your belly, level out your hips, take your hands to your knee, press on up. Nice, strong high lunge already this morning. If you want, keep the right knee down. It's awesome. Breathe, everybody. And then reach the arms forward. Take the hands to the floor. Reach the left arm up. Come into a nice twist. Notice what you did with your back foot. Did it curl out? Did it change position? Breathe. Release that hand down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Engage those back muscles. Straighten the arms. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Listen up. Walk your hands, one hand print forward. Hold on to that bundle of laundry, that beach ball. Bend the elbows down to the floor and lift up. Don't let them roll out. 1, 2, 3. When you lift, lift straight. 4 and 5. Now, when you're lifted on that 5, I want you to straighten the arms as much as you can. Keep the weight back so that the arms are diagonal. Walk your hands back. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. Look through the hand, step forward, right leg. Check the width of your pose. Engage the belly. Level the hips. Hands come to knee. Lift up. Roll the shoulders. Take the arms up. Squeeze your back glute. Try to press through the back leg. Stretch. Breathe. Reach the arms forward. Hands to the floor. Your left hand stays down. Your right arm floats up. Don't overreach it. Breathe. Exhale. Hand comes down to the floor. Plant those hands. Step back, down dog. Engage the upper arms, upper back. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower your knees. Tone in through the belly, walk the hands forward. Now your arms are at a diagonal. If you squeeze that bundle of laundry, that beach ball, whatever it is for you, the arms straighten and then drop those elbows right where they are and lift. Don't let the elbows float. Down, 3, 4, yep, 5, press and hold. Push the weight of your hips back. Breathe. You should feel the backs of those arms, maybe. Walk the hands back. Think about the triceps. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog, everybody. Pedal out your feet. Look through the hand, step forward, left leg. Drop your back foot to the side position. Roll your front hip back a little bit. Left hand goes to left knee. Reach up, 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 all the way back. Extend through the arms. And breathe. Exalted warrior. Check your front knee, everybody. Take the front elbow to the front thigh. And reach over. Slow, smooth, beautiful poses, everyone. Big deep breath. Good. Careful here, transition. Turn. Reach forward. Turn your back foot forward. Turn your back foot forward. There you go. There's your transition. Hands to the floor. Step back. Down dog. Lower your knees. Sing along. Walk your hands forward. Stop me now. Walk the hands forward. Squeeze in those elbows. 5 more. Here we go. 1. Squeeze up. It's the squeeze up that's doing the work, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5. Press up and hold. Move the weight back. Move the weight of your body back. Keep the arms as straight as you can. And then walk the hands back. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Hold on. Breathe, feel your triceps in down dog, right? Look through your hand, step forward, right foot. Find your breath, everybody. Engage. Drop your back foot to the side position. Toes are a little bit more forward. Right hand to right knee. Push up. Float all the way through to exalted warrior. Arms are relatively straight. Breathe. And then extended side angle. Find your pose. Watch that front hip. It loves to roll forward. And if it rolls forward, what happens? The knee rolls in. The other thing to watch for, you know who you are, is that dropping into that low back. Good. Breathe. Transition. Reach forward. Turn your back foot. Find that. Good stability. Hands come down. Step back, down dog. Hold here for just a moment and then walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Find your breath. Good forward fold here. Take a look at your feet, your knees, your inner arches of your feet. Are you collapsing? Breathe. And then bend the knees, everybody. Hands come to knees and come on up. Whew. Roll it out. Yes, indeed. We are warming up. Grab one block. We're coming back to the tries in a minute. Take that block between your thighs. Walk the feet in. Give the block a nice little squeeze. Inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Come on down. Chair pose. So right away, the chest lifts. You can use your thumbs to pull the flesh of that chest up. Drop the elbows, tone in through the lower belly. Find your chair pose. When and if you're ready, the arms reach up. I'm holding on to that beach ball between the arms. So again, if the arms are straight, the triceps are active. Find your breath, sit back in your pose. Yep, 5, I know, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swan dive. Behind goes back. Hands come to the floor. If you cannot reach the floor or you're watching your low back, take your hands to your shins. Find your breath. How do we transition back where we were? Bend the knees, everybody. Take your hands to your knees. Start to lengthen the chest up. Take the arms up. Oh, yeah, right? Slow motion reverse. Stand up. Squeeze your block. We got one more. Exhale, hands to heart. Roll your shoulders back. Here we go. Start to bend. Remember this chest, right? Keep it up. Keep it up. Now, the challenge in chair sometimes is we have the knees too far forward. So we got to sit back and then tone in and find that. Give the block a gentle squeeze. Take the arms up. Find your breath here. Here we go. Swan dive. Behind goes back. Legs go straight. Hands come down to the floor of your shins. Hold on to the beach ball. Even here, right? Draw the elbows in. Widen through the collarbones. Find your pose. And reverse. Here we go. Bend the knees. Easiest transition, hands to knees. So we can get that big old torso up. Sit back. Reach the arms up. Tone your belly. Whoo, give the block a little baby squeeze. And stand up the rest of the way. Take that block out. And set it down. Just shake it out, everybody. So working with strength, right? All that stuff, feeling it. So what I want you to do next is just A little bit of a hip reset. You've been hearing me say that term a lot. There's a bunch of them. I've been trying to throw them into every class. This one, pretty easy. Your feet are wider than hips width apart. You're going to bend the knees. You're going to take your hands to the outside knees and push the knees out while you're resisting. Good. Tone in through the belly. Try not to arch the low back. It's a neutral spine. Press out, press out, press out. And release, stand up. Good, simple, right? Easy peasy. Come on back to the front of your mat. Is it warm in here? A little bit? It's warm in here. Let me turn, hang on. Let me turn the fan up a little more, that'll help. All right, here we go. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, bend the knees. Step back, right leg. We have a lunge, everybody, knee up or knee down. See if you can bypass the knee, keep the hands close, lift all the way up. We've been here already. Breathe. Good, exhale, hands come down slow, right hand down, left arm up. We've been here already. Find your breath. Nice little twist here. Hand comes to your left knee, transition. Back foot turns to the side, lift up. Exalted warrior. Just a little review here, a little knowledge base. Extended side angle. And breathe. Beautiful. Float it down. Reach that arm forward. Transition back foot. Hands down. Good job, everybody. Step back. Downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Walk the hands forward. Give me 5 little weird push-ups. Elbows down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press up and hold. Walk those hands back. Down dog. Linda, don't let me wear this shirt again. Step forward, right leg. Other side. Check your lunge before you ever move your hands. Engage. Here we go. Lift up. Breathe, everybody. Feel the back foot nice and solid. You're pressing that heel straight back, getting a nice stretch for that front thigh maybe, or that back thigh. Good, here we go. Transition down, left hand down, right arm up. Breathe. Beautiful job, everybody. Float that hand to your knee, turn the back foot, watch the front knee, lift up. And exalted warrior. Breathe, press through the back leg, keep the front leg solid, extended side angle. Breathe, reach. Deep breath, everybody. Here's that transition again. Pivot the back foot. Woo! That one wasn't nearly as pretty. Reach the front arm. Both hands down. Step back, down dog. Woo! Lower your knees. And child's pose or hero pose. And breathe. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. So here's where our blanket's gonna come in. I'm just gonna fold my mat back a little bit so I have a little bit of room. You're gonna take the blanket or paper towel or paper plates right in front of your mat. Okay. And you want to be able for it to slide. That's what we're looking at. Good. And then come on down to your belly in Sphinx pose with your elbows on your blanket, elbows to fingers on your blanket. Now, be mindful of your low backs, everybody. If you are struggling with some low back stuff and this is bothersome, I would put a second blanket or a low pillow under the hips to bring them up a little, okay? But here we are, and all we're gonna do, we're not gonna let the elbows splay out or go anywhere. They're gonna be planted, and you're gonna press the blanket out until you are flat down. Push your elbows into the blanket, squeeze them back up, squeeze them in as far as they'll go. And down. When you straighten, there's your triceps, and then pull it back in. Good. All right, we're gonna speed this up a little now that you got the move down. Here we go. 1, 2, exhale as you pull it back. And 3, squeeze, yeah. And 4, yep, come on. And 5, squeeze, come on, 5 more. 5, and 4, and 3, dig those elbows in, and 2, and 1, and then come on down, chill out for a second, relax your upper body, lengthen your legs, tone in through your belly, lift one leg, don't lift too high. Lower that leg, lift the other leg, engage the glutes, everybody. Lower that, flip your toes under, lift both legs. I'm sorry, flip your toes under, come on the toes, lift both knees. Press down deeply to the pubic bone, see if you can lift both toes off the floor, all your toes off the floor. Breathe. And lower down, shake it out. All right, back up at Sphinx. Now, choice. 1, this is where you're gonna be for 10 more. Same thing that we just did. If that was enough, then honor that, right? Because you're working these back arms, but I don't want you to irritate the low back in the process. Choice number 2 is you're gonna reach with your hands instead of your elbows. So my elbows are off the blanket. And when I pull back, it's a little higher, it's more cobra, but it's also more work for the arms, okay? So you decide if you wanna go hands spread out first, makes it easier. Your hands are about halfway on your blanket. Try not to irritate the neck. Here we go for 10, my darlings. Here we go. 1, squeeze in, like try not to do this, keep them in. And 2, 3, push in through your thumb and index fingers. 4, 5, 6, count with me, 7, and 8. Keep those elbows in. 9, and 10. Hold, 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 hold. Bring those elbows in, whether you're Sphinx or your low cobra. Watch the shoulders and slide it out. Slide the blanket back in and relax. Breathe, everybody. Good. While we're resting the upper body, press down through the pubic bone, lift one leg. Squeeze the glutes. Lower, lift the other leg, squeeze the glute. Lower, lift both legs. Breathe. Feet are separate. Lower, flip your toes under, lift your knees, engage your outer hips, lift both feet. And lower, shake it out, everybody. Whew. All right, from here, you're gonna press up and to child's pose briefly or hero pose. We're just gonna give a little rest for that low back. Shake it out, everybody. All right, so come on up and grab your strap. Gonna need a loop in your strap, and that strap is gonna go around your arms just above your elbows. Don't put the buckle on anything that would hurt. And what you're looking for is Chaturanga arms, okay? So you don't want the strap to be too tight. You don't want it to be too loose. Ideally, your elbows and shoulders more or less line up. And then just drop the elbows down and lift up. And drop down. Good. Lift up, drop down, and up. One more here, drop down and lift up. Good. Best you can, keep that tension on the strap and come down to your elbows and press away from your elbows and just come to Sphinx again. And Linda, you might be a little too wide on your strap. If you can come into Sphinx and it feels pretty darn close to where you were, where you would normally be. I even feel slightly wide, but I'm going to keep it there. Make sure the hands are straight out from your elbows and not rolled into the center. Press into your hands and just lift up. Yep, push against the strap and lower. Just 4 more here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower down. Press against the strap, lift your hips, half elbow plank, and then lift the knees if you can. Still with that tension of the strap, keeping your elbows in place. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees and come up. I know, right? You're still here. You're still there. Find your hands on the mat. This one a little trickier. Make sure your hands are wide enough. And we'll do a little precursor. So if you came into half plank, come into half plank and find purchase. And then bend the elbows until your chest lands on your strap. And no, it's not pretty, but just bend the elbows and push out. Try to flatten your back, so walk your knees back more and bend the elbows and push out. Yes. Come to full plank. Hang in there with me. We're not going to do a lot of these. I don't love the strap, but it's informative. Bend the elbows. Suspend your body on the strap. Push out. Lower the knees. One more. So you're actually letting your weight drop on your strap. Don't let it drop on your boobs. Push out. Lower the knees. Release your strap. So in a roundabout way, what that is teaching us is when we do Chaturanga, don't do this. We don't bring the, I'm exaggerating, but we don't bring the elbows out as we lower. We keep them in. Okay, grab your block. We've done these before. They're so good for you. Block is up at the highest level. What I want you to focus on is keeping the elbows in like you had a strap there, lowering down slowly, and then lifting back up. So we got 5 to start. Your hands are on either side. That block's gonna land about the center of your chest. You're on your knees, and I want you to squeeze that beach ball, right? Pile in that pile of laundry. Lengthen through your neck, because what we do is we drop the head. Here we go. Touch your chest to the block for 5. Don't let the elbows splay. 2, 3. When you lift up fully. 4 and 5. Whew. and release. So you know what's coming, right? Block's going to go one lower. And this is where form becomes really important, because when it's up on high, that's pretty easy for most of us. If that was challenging, if the elbows wanted to go out, stay on the high one, play there. But otherwise, we're doing the same thing. The hands are very focused. The elbows scoop in. The collarbones go wide. The head is neither lifted or dropped. It's neutral. Belly squeezes in. Here we go. Tap the block. 1. Straight arms on the lift. Good. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release. Oh. And breathe, everybody. If it's any consolation, I practice this stuff before I teach it to you. So, if you're tired, I'm looking for the sympathy vote here. I don't think I'm going to get it. All right, so we have one more set. Of course we do, right? So maybe you take it to the lower level. Maybe you keep it on the middle one. Okay, see where you're at. Maybe you keep it on the high one. Wow, that's funny. Why'd that do that? Okay, sorry, my phone just said, it's listening. All right. Play with form. Don't have to go so low. Play with your form. Here we go. Same thing, my darlings. Keep your butt scooped under. Don't let it lift up. Bring the elbows in. See, did you see how your elbows went wide? Yeah, see, my sissy, I'm looking right at her. Keep the elbows in. It's imagine that your chin is going to go toward the front of your mat, not your forehead. Here we go. 1, squeeze those elbows in. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Woo! Nice job. Set your block aside and either sit back or hero pose or whatever feels good. Shake out those arms. We'll stretch them. I promise we'll stretch them when we're done. We're not done just yet. So when we talk about Chaturanga, right? We're going to do a couple of things. Grab both of your blocks. Take both of them on medium, I think will be fine for most of us. I have my lower block sideways because it's going to land on my hips. The upper block is long ways. It's going to land on my chest. Please be mindful about this. Yeah, don't want to smack down on the blocks. It won't feel good. So position yourself. And usually what I do is I'll make sure that bottom block is where I want it. And then I'll scoot the top block down a little bit. Then I will push up to plank. We're only going to do 2, okay? Press the elbows in. Look toward the front of your mat. Here we go. Lower down to the block slow. Whew. You can even relax if it doesn't feel yucky. Now, press the shoulders back. Squeeze in through the belly. Engage those legs like you just lifted the knees off the floor. Press up and lift. Good. Last one. Keep the elbows in, slow. Land on the blocks. Bring the elbows in, tone the belly. Push back up again. And let go. Set your blocks aside. 1, knee plank, chaturanga. 1, maybe full plank, chaturanga. I don't care how you land, just do it softly. Hold form as long as you can, okay? These are the kinds of classes people don't like. I don't like chaturanga. Okay, so we do it slow, we take care of our bodies, we're good to go. So first one is on our knees. Everything else is the same. Bring your behind down, tuck your tailbone a little bit, look toward the front of your mat so you're not dropping your chin. Squeeze that laundry. Sad that I keep using laundry. Squeeze that pile of gold. Squeeze that bouquet of flowers. Here we go. Elbows in. When you're done, you're done. You just land on your belly, okay? So here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Slow, 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 slow to the floor. Oh, see, that wasn't too bad. If you can, squeeze your belly, press into your hands, lift back up. Press back, a little puppy stretch. And then last one, if you want to try it, either on knees or off knees. Now, right, full disclosure, I rarely do full plank to chaturangas anymore. Kind of not worth it unless I'm being super careful. So you trust yourself here. Don't do it if you don't want to. If you want to try, you try. And then when you can't do it anymore, you just kind of land on the mat. I think it's good to try every once in a while. We're fully warmed up. Think about everything we just talked about. Engage the legs. Lengthen the tailbone, tone the belly, hold on to that beautiful bouquet of flowers, lengthen the chest forward, inhale, exhale, take it down, and land. And then fully release, let your head rest on your forehead. And breathe, everybody. Whew. All right, so I want you to turn onto your side, bend your knees, and come on up to a seat. Before we get done, I want you to grab your strap. We just did a ton of work here, right? Yes, we did. All right, so grab your strap. You can fold it in half. We don't need it to be long. Take it behind your back. Hold on with one hand. Reach the other arm out to the side. Internally rotate and take that hand behind to hold the strap on both sides. Don't try to touch your fingers or anything like that. Want you to slide the top arm straight, hang on to the strap at the back. Let me turn around. You can see what I'm doing, okay? So the bottom arm bends in to your level, the top arm straightens. And then switch, bottom arm straight, top arm bent. 2, 3, try not to tuck your chin. 4, and 5, pull on that top strap. And then bend, you can let go of the strap, bend, maybe you touch fingers, maybe not, to stretch out the top arm's tricep, the front arm, or the bottom arm's deltoid muscle. Try not to round the lower shoulder forward if you can. Good. Shake out the head, the neck, and breathe. Remember which side was on top, okay? So if I'm not mirroring, my right arm's on top. So just decide which one you got there and then let go and let go. Grab your strap. Let's do the other side. Take it over your shoulder. You're holding onto it with that top hand. You're going to reach the other arm out, internal rotation. Reach back, grab your strap. Open up the chest. Here we go. So you're going to straighten, pulling the other one behind, and then straighten the bottom. Straighten the top. and the bottom, top and bottom. By the way, just from a practical standpoint, so these are cow face arms, what we're doing. Cow face arms allows you to put a washcloth behind your back and wash your own back. Just saying. All right, so keep the top arm bent, release your strap or hang on to it. Bring the hands closer together. And breathe. Try to soften in this, right? It can be really challenging for some. And release those arms and shake it out. Woo, doggy. All right, set your strap aside. One hand goes to your chest. The other arm goes out, palm is face out or forward, and pull straight back. So I'm just stretching those muscles we work the heck out of. All those planks and chaturangas and push-ups, big time on the chest, right? And switch sides. Pull back. Breathe. And release. Shake that out. You're going to grab both of your blocks. Take your top block. We're going to do a chest opener because we just worked really hard. Your top block is going to be one level higher than your bottom block. So for me, I've got the top one at the second height and the lower one at the lowest height. Now, if you want, you can take your blanket over the bottom one just to make it softer. You don't have to. And then you're going to lay down. First, find the bottom one. The bottom one should not be anywhere near your low back. It's sitting on the back ribs. And then find your top one and make sure your head is smack in the center of your block. Now, how do you know if you're too, the biggest thing, I'll just say it this way, the biggest thing is we really don't want the head to drop back a lot. So if you're here and your head is still really dropping, maybe your top block goes to the third level, maybe not. If you want a little bit of neck extension and you're not on the top of your head, you could lower your top one level with the other one and go there. But usually for chest, one block a little higher than the other works really nicely because it isolates the chest a little more. Once you're there, if your low back is okay, you can take the arms out to the sides, relax your legs. Here's one other thing again for my low back folks. If you're feeling this too much of an arch, take your blanket instead, fold it in half, set it under your hips. It'll raise up the hips and lessen the back bendy portion of it. And then take your arms out to the side, all that talking. Take a deep breath. Let the elbows be heavy to your sides. And breathe. Relax your jaw, everybody. If this is uncomfortable for any reason, shift something. It might be the head block. It might be the block behind your back. It might have to go up or down a little. Be willing to find a place to be really comfortable here. You can always keep the knees bent. But then feel your breath. And as you inhale, the front ribs move away from your block. And as you exhale, the back ribs press a little bit down to the block. And the eyes can close. The body can relax here. Maybe change the position of the arms, see how that feels. You can lower them, you can raise them. Just see. You can let them rest on your belly. And then bend your knees, everybody. Place your feet on the floor. I want you to take your hands behind your head, lift your head, stay there, move the block out of the way. Your hands are interlaced behind your head. Keep the weight heavy in your hands, and if it feels okay, I want you to lower the head down some and really open the chest. This is a huge stretch. It might be too much for some. Don't overdo it. And then curl up, curl up, curl up, grab your thighs and lift up the rest of the way. Whew. I know. And move your block out of the way. Grab your blanket, roll it up. Place it either under your knees or under your thighs, whichever one feels good. Take your hands across your heart and roll all the way back. Ooh. Good. Just for a second, arms are in cactus. I want you to do snow angels. Bring the elbows in, let the back arch a little, bring them out, bring them in and out. A couple more. Two left. Last one. And then let your hands slide along your sides, palms face up, and find your Shavasana. Allow the legs to be fully relaxed. Allow the arms and shoulders to be heavy. Soften. Let go even more. For those of you who are ready, I know Shavasana feels particularly good this morning, so maybe you stay. But if you're ready, go ahead and start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Maybe stretch your arms overhead and stretch out. And then draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Rock side to side. And then allow the knees to roll to one side or the other, curling all the way over to fetal pose. And then from fetal pose, coming up to your seat. And bring your hands to your heart. Bow to your inner wisdom, your inner voice. And bow to your own heart, full of compassion and love. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. Namaste.
Buddy.